Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to get out of the door fast. If you are a mom, a student, I know back to school's happening right about now. So these are going to be my tips and tricks, and then we're going to do it. How to do your makeup in about 5 minutes, some tips first, and then we're going to put them in action. So the first thing is, try to use multi-purpose products. The whole point, I can do 20 steps to my makeup. I mean, we're talking primer, corrector, foundation, concealer, spot concealing, powdering, contouring, bronzing, blushing, powdering, priming your eyes, a brow pencil, then a brow mascara. You've got eyeshadows, liquid liner on the top, pencil liner on the bottom, mascara on the top and bottom. You've got lip liner, lipstick, lip gloss. Before you know it, you're like at 20 steps, 20 different products you have to use. So the biggest thing that's going to help you save time is to cut out the number of steps. I mean, that's simple. So I have a couple of recommendations for products that will do that for you. This is the Pacifica Natural Minerals A Light Multi-Mineral BB Cream. So what it says on this product is, it is an all-in-one bare skin tint plus illuminating primer plus perfecting finish plus age-defying skincare, and it is shade matching. So this basically is a very sheer coverage but luminous finish BB cream that has your primer and everything in it. So this is going to have some age-defying skincare products. So if you really have no time in the morning, you've got some skincare benefits in here, some priming and some product. It'll give you the luminous finish. You don't need to use a dewy setting spray or a luminous powder. This will do it. If you need a light coverage, this will totally do it. Another product you could use is the IT Cosmetics CC. The CC Plus Illumination is the one I'm holding, but this one is color correcting, illuminating, full coverage cream, anti-aging, hydrating serum, and it has SPF 50 in it. UVA, UVB, broad spectrum, physical sunscreen, chemical sunscreen, and it's paraben free. So this has some skincare ingredients. It's going to save you your step of your sunscreen, and it's actually going to, do your color correcting and all of that. So if you can skip on, 3 steps, 3 different products with using something like this, that's good. If you don't need a lot of coverage, there's the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. This is a tinted hydrating gel cream, SPF 30. So this is going to be a lighter coverage. You can layer it for medium coverage, but if you don't have a lot of time, you're not going to be layering anything. You're going to be like one and done. So in some ways, I feel like it's better to go in with just a full coverage product that has skincare ingredients, but you've got to try out what works for your skin and figure out what lasts the longest. So the Complexion Rescue by Bare Minerals is good. But I also really like to break the bank here, I know. The Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Foundation. This is SPF 40, and it's got a lot of good for you ingredients. I think this is like $62. It's pretty pricey. It's the lychee, bamboo grass, and cordyceps extract, but it's a skin serum foundation, so it's got a lot of good stuff in it. So if you're looking to skip on your skincare or skip on your primer or your color correcting, you can definitely skip at least 1 or 2 steps with these products that I just mentioned. But of course, you don't want to do that every day. You really want to give your skin the best of all the worlds, the full-time skincare with the SPF, with everything. And if you want to look your best, you want to color correct if you need to. But these are an easy way to skip a step. Another product for foundation people might like is a stick foundation, where you can just draw it on and go use your hands, use a brush, whatever works for you. But for me, it takes the longest with a beauty blender because I have to sit there and pounce, and I can't just go, as fast as I can. Some people prefer their fingers because it gets it done really fast and you can blend it in. It's up to you. Then for concealer, I have another tip for you. Rather than choosing a color correcting concealer, a concealer to put under your eyes that's a highlighting concealer, and then a skin shade concealer to cover up any blemishes, just use one. Use one that matches your foundation, your skin color, that you can use under your eyes and on your pimples. It works. The other thing is for powders. Rather than using a highlighting powder under your eyes and a skin color powder everywhere else, just go with one powder, and that should be your skin shade. Another thing is, rather than using an eye primer, you could be using a cream eyeshadow base as your lid shade and your primer, like the Maybelline Color Tattoos. I'm going to be using those today. And then for your brows, and if you don't need a whole lot of brow stuff, like this is me, no makeup, so these are my natural brows. If you don't need pomade or powder and then a gel to set them in place, keep your brows in good shape so that your hairs aren't so crazy long that they stray from, where you want them to lay. And you can use a tinted brow mascara, and that'll just keep them in place and add just a little bit of a tint. You can also use like the Benefit Gimme Brow. It's a one and done product for me, so I really recommend that. And then for eyeshadows, it's really nice if you can pick a palette Now, the best part of the powder palette thing is if you can get one that is eyes and cheeks. Something that has a brown kind of color that you could use as your bronzer and your transition shade for your eyes. Something with a pinky shade, something with a highlighter shade that you can use on your cheeks and under your brow bone. So one of the products that I have that does that for me is the Tarte Rainforest After Dark palette. And this is the Color Clay Eye and Cheek palette. It has my bronzer, has my blush, has my highlight. I use that as my brow bone, and it's got my shadows. And we're talking minimizing the number of products you use, minimizing the number of steps, yes. But it's not much work to use it all from one palette. And this also minimizes what you need to bring with you, like if you're getting ready on the go and you're trying to get ready quick. So I'm going to speed up my getting ready, but this is what I'm going to be using with that cream shadow, and I think that's going to save you a lot of time. You could also just get a palette for cheeks that has your contour, bronzer, blush, and highlight in the same palette. Now, if you want to skip one step, an easy step to skip is your contour. Just do like a little bit of bronze on the cheeks. You can skip the bronzing. You can do one or the other, either bronze or contour. You don't need to do both. But if you're really, really short on time, choose a warm shade of blush that kind of looks like warm bronzy look, but it's still kind of pinky. Maybe lean more towards the peach than the cool tone pink, and you might be able to pull off just one color on your cheeks. And if you're really short on time, instead of doing a bronzer, blush, and highlight, or even just a blush and a highlight, skip the highlight altogether. You can use a shimmery blush that gives you a glow without needing that separate step. For lips, instead of doing a liner, a lipstick, and then a lip gloss, pick one product that works for you. Maybe it's a liquid lipstick. Those take a while for me to apply. I usually like to keep one in my purse that's going to be really quick, like my NARS Audacious lipstick. It's full coverage. I don't need a liner. It doesn't, like, you know, bleed onto the rest of my face. And then later, I have a gloss in my purse at all times. If I need a little moisture, I can put that right in the center of the lip, and it changes the look of the lipstick altogether. So if you need variety. And then also, choose one mascara rather than having an upper lash mascara and a little brush one that you use on the lower lashes. Skip the false lashes. Choose one liner instead of a liquid and a pencil, or do your liquid liner and then use your eyeshadows as a product that you use underneath your lower lash line. Use eyeshadow instead of a pencil liner. The other thing is skip any steps that don't seem important to you. So if you don't think you need to powder your face, you have dry skin, skip the powder. If you don't need a setting spray, you don't notice a difference, don't use the setting spray. This is all just helpful things that are going to help you get out the door quickly. So now that I've talked at you for like 7-8 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and speed up me getting ready, but I will put the real time for you so you see how long it takes me. I'm going to be using many of the products I mentioned. I'm going to list those down below so you guys can follow along. It's 10:19. Let's do this. Time. Okay, so that was 8 minutes. 8 minutes, and this is the look I came up with. Alright, so it's going to take some practice. You're going to perfect it, but you want to find some products that can multitask and be easily accessible so you're not spending time opening many packages and things like that. Do have a few more tips for you. Number one is really try to find a brush that does multiple things. I was thinking about it as I was applying my bronzer, blush, and highlight. I used the same brush, and that is something that you can totally do. You just need to make sure you're picking one that can work for multiple things. And if you have dual-sided, double-ended brushes, like for eyeshadow and stuff, use those. Those are going to save you time from having to pick up another brush. You just flip it in your hand real quick. It might save you a second here or there, but you know what? When you're in a hurry, you're in a hurry. Another thing that you can do, which I was thinking about as I did my makeup, was choose a really bright lip color, like a bright red, a bright coral, whatever you like, a dark color. Skip on eyeshadow. Or like, instead of doing a full-on glamorous eye look, do a bright red lip and then keep the eyes super natural by using just like your skin shade and then a little bit darker in the crease with some mascara, but keep it all about the bold lip. It looks like you did it on purpose, but it's saving you a ton of time with blending and doing 3 or 4 or 5 colors on your eyes. Keep that in mind if you are trying to save a bit of time. I hope you guys find this video helpful. I know that it is long for something that's supposed to save you time, but I want to demonstrate that, 8 minutes for a full face. I didn't even do all of the tips I was discussing. Like, I could have totally done one warm blush instead. I could have skipped all the eyeshadow and done just a bright lip. So my 8-minute look may look very different than your 8-minute look. Maybe for you, curling your eyelashes is a must. For me, I can skip it and I don't really miss it too much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.